Now students, we will discuss the important characteristics of a compound. Now, the first characteristic is that a compound can be split into its constituent elements by some chemical means only and not by any of the physical means. Physical means like filtration, sublimation, or distillation. Students, you have already learnt about filtration and sublimation. Distillation we will learn in this chapter. What is the method of distillation we will discuss later. But focus on the first characteristics of the compound. That is, a compound can only be separated by chemical means and not by physical means. For example, in the case of water, remember we take the electrolysis of water. Means we separated the substances of the water, that is elements, hydrogen and oxygen, by passing the current through the apparatus. So this was a chemical method, not a physical method. Now the second property or characteristic of a compound is that the properties of a compound are entirely different from the elements which constitute the compound. For example, water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a combustible substance, means it catches fire, and oxygen is a supporter of combustion. You have already learnt in the lower classes that oxygen is a supporter of combustion, but water itself is neither a combustible substance nor a supporter of combustion. Next property is elements combine in a fixed proportion of atoms to form compound. For example, in case of water, we take 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. That is, for making water we need 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, and then we will get water. Here I am writing 2, it means 2 atoms of hydrogen are needed and 1 atom of oxygen, this is O. 1 atom of oxygen is needed to make a water, and here the ratio, that is 2:1. So elements combine in a fixed ratio. This ratio is fixed. This can't be 1:2. If this is 1:2, then the formula is HO2, which is wrong. So they have a fixed proportion. Next property is a compound contains the constituent elements in a fixed proportion of mass. Here we have discussed about the ratio of atoms. Now the fixed ratio of mass means in the case of water there are 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. The weight of 1 hydrogen atom is 1, so its weight is 1:2, that is 2, and the weight of 1 atom of oxygen is 16. So after solving, the ratio is 1:8. So the ratio of the masses is also fixed. Now we shall discuss about the third one. We have already discussed about elements, compounds. Now we will discuss about mixtures. Student, mixture are the substances which can be split into 2 or more pure substances by some physical means like filtration, sublimation and distillation. Remember, in case of the elements, we said that we cannot split the elements even by chemical means, and in the compounds we said that we can split the elements of a compound by some chemical means. But here in the mixture we can easily separate the substances by some physical means. So we can separate the substances of the mixture by some physical means. The definition is, a mixture is a substance which can be separated into two or more pure substances by a physical means like filtration, distillation or sublimation. Now what are the examples of mixture? Air is also a mixture of various gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapors and noble gases. Air is a mixture of various gases. Next, any other example of mixture? Alloys. Alloys is a mixture of two or more metals or non-metals. Here you can take the example stainless steel. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron, chromium, nickel. Similarly, another examples are brass. Brass is an alloy of copper, zinc. These are two metals. We combine these two metals and form another metal, brass. Next is bronze. Bronze is a mixture of copper and tin. There are many more examples of the alloy. Now, another example of a mixture is water. Water is also a mixture. It contains hydrogen and oxygen. When we talk about hydrogen and oxygen, then water is a compound. But when we talk about water contains different salts and minerals, then it acts as a mixture. We can separate these salts by filtration method, right? Now we shall discuss about the important characteristics of a mixture. Characteristics of a mixture. The components of a mixture may be present in any proportion. The first characteristic is the components of a mixture may be present in any proportion. For example, when you are to prepare a sugar water solution, you can add 1 spoon of sugar in the glass of water or 2 spoons of sugar in the glass of water. Whatever amount you take of the sugar, you will always get sugar water solution. So there is not any fixed amount for a mixture. Next one is the components of a mixture coexist with one another without chemically reacting with them. For example, air. Air is a mixture of various gases like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, noble gases, and we cannot separate these, but here we just see that the nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, noble gases, moisture. All of these makes up the air. But these are not chemically combining with one another. It is not like that they are combining and making a new substance. Like they are not making a substance like NOCO2. So they are not chemically reacting. But what are they doing? They are just coexisting with one another. So that is the characteristics of a mixture. Next is the components of a mixture retain their properties. Components of a mixture retain their properties. Like in case of the compounds, retain their properties. The compounds, like we have read that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, but the properties of hydrogen and oxygen differ from that of the water. But here the components of a mixture retain their properties, means they hold their properties. For example, sugar water solution. Students, isn't the sugar water solution sweet as well as watery? Yes, the sugar water solution is sweet as well as watery, means it holds the properties of the components from which it is made. So the components of a mixture retain their properties, but the components of a compound doesn't retain their properties. Next one is, the components of a mixture can be separated by simple physical methods. So to separate the components of a mixture, we need only simple physical methods. By simple physical methods that we would study in this chapter, we can separate the mixtures. Now we shall discuss about the types of mixtures. Types of mixtures. There are commonly two types of mixtures, that are homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. The word homo means same and geneous means composition and hetero means different. So where the composition is same throughout the solution, then we say that it is a homogeneous mixture. Any mixture in which the composition is same. For example, sugar in water. In sugar in water mixture, the sugar completely mixes with water. So there is no other phases. So we can say that sugar in water is an example of homogeneous mixture. And heterogeneous mixture are those in which there are two visible phases of the mixture. For example, sand in water or oil in water. Neither sand nor oil completely mix up with water. So sand in water and oil in water are the examples of heterogeneous mixtures. There are some other types of mixtures like solid mixtures which contains two or more solids, liquid mixtures which contains two or more liquids, or gaseous mixture which contains two or more gases. And other types of mixture are solid liquid mixture. Solid liquid mixture. Solid liquid mixture, for example, it contains solid and liquid. You can take the example salt in water. Next is liquid mixture, or you can say gas liquid mixture or solid gas mixture. There are many other types of mixtures. Solid gas mixture. For example, the dust particles in the air are examples of solid gas mixture. Dust particles in the air. Air is a gas, form of gas, and dust particles are solid. Next is liquid gas mixture. For liquid gas mixture, you can take any example. For example, water vapors in the air. Water vapors in the air. So air is a form of gas and water vapors are in liquid state. So there are many more examples that can you give by yourself. So students, read this topic till now. We shall continue our chapter in next videos.